Welcome back, everyone, to another Hearts of Iron 4 No Pause run. Well, I say another, but actually, this is the first one. So in case you don't know, this is just me playing a Paradox game without being able to pause after I unpause. It's going to be so difficult doing it for HOI. And especially since we're in Kaiserreich. We're playing as the Qing Empire. So I'm just gonna make, I'm just gonna get the research going, get the, basic stuff set up, and then we're going to, oh shit, I forgot that we actually do have the whole, we don't have rubber in China, unfortunately. Fortunately, we don't know what rubber is in China. Maybe some trains would be useful. Yeah, Wu-Wei, Weltkrieg Heavy Hull. Let's get some submarines first. Yeah, right, so, this is going to be interesting. I will try to do the same thing that I did with whatchamacallit, Victoria 2 in Hearts of Iron 4. Which is obviously not going to be as easy due to, Hearts of Iron 4 being Hearts of Iron 4. But yeah, let's, Mansu Jin Weidwei, the Manchu units. Oh, it looks like it's basically the same as these guys. All right, so let's just quickly set things up. Oh, how are these like different templates? They kind of all look the same to me. Right, let's begin. All right, I'm gonna be playing on like very low speed most of the time. As you can see, I am playing Kaiserreich. I'm playing as the Qing. Now this sort of goes into the whole. Oh, and by the way, I highly advise you to like increase the volume as much as possible because I'm trying to keep my microphone volume and my game volume down. My game volume down so that it doesn't go over my microphone volume too much. And my microphone volume down because I have fucking cicadas outside my window, so yeah, that's really bad. Anyway, definitely looking forward to playing some Hearts of Iron 4 again after a long-ass time. And we are playing in the Kaiserreich mod, as you can see, as the Qing Empire. Now, this is partially because I've never played as the Qing Empire, and, well, I did promise, like, all those years ago when the China rework came out, I did promise to actually play as all of the different, let's get my fleet back to the northern China harbors, to play as all of the Chinese states, and I will do that eventually. I mean, yeah. So let's get right into it now. Qing Kaiserreich. Let's first focus on. Let's first focus on the sort of gameplay aspects. We are kind of sandwiched between the Fengtian government that I did play and the League of Eight Provinces that are going to collapse somewhat soon, and we're going to have political issues come out of that. Let's check out all of our sort of mechanics. Actually, I'm going to probably just like decrease the speed as well because there's just so much shit going on. Anyway, here we have some history on the Great Qing, but we're gonna go into both the Kaiserreich lore and the real life history of the Qing. And sort of China in this period, so I'm just going to skip these as much as possible. Now, we do have the legation issues. Now, basically, our cities on the coast, a lot of them have been taken over by foreign imperialists, and they have created, all these United Nations have created a sort of legation council, legation state to administer a ton of our coastal cities that we're going to want to recover at some point, but as of right now, they are under the evil influence of the Westerners. Some are directly under Germany, some others are under this sort of neutral legation thing. We are an observer nation in this, but we do not have control of our own cities, even though they are legally ours, and we do have claims on them, so we will try to reclaim them at some point. Now, let's check out all of our mechanics, because I've actually never played as the Qing in Kaiserreich, so I really want to see... Ooh, integrate Shanxi province. Oh, it's an occupied state, I see. We need Western Shanxi and Taiyuan. Alright, so we do need to take out Yan Xishan over here with the Shanxi clique. All right, so we have administration, reintegrate concessions. Yeah, this is basically just coring the rest of China. We are supposed to be the government of all of China, but we only control parts of it. In fact, a pretty decent chunk, to be completely honest. For Beijing government standards of around this time period, we are doing quite well even, and I'm going to explain why somewhat soon. Reorganize the railway system, commandeer civilian trains. These are just generic actions, it seems. Then we have the managing foreign influence. The Germans are currently at 15%. Encourage domestic production. We can lower German influence. Okay, I see. So we have the political situation. So we have 1946 finds the powerless assembly, the National Assembly, I suppose, on the brink. 5 groups dominate the body, and although they have no power in the chamber, the groups that support them are not to be trifled with. The most powerful of which are the Harmony Association, nominally led by President Cao Kun, who was a kind of interesting politician that I'm sure we're going to have time to go into at some point, although he was like really a minor figure, but he was kind of funny because he was kind of like, it's kind of like one of the most corrupt people that ever lived. However, Cao Kun is a depressed alcoholic, and true power in the Harmony Association, who are the paternal autocrats or authoritarian democrats, the true power resides with Wu Peifu, who is so Hu Peifu is the field marshal that is at the head of the Zhili clique, which is the military clique that sort of rules over the Qing state at the moment. Who founded the association as a legitimizing movement to insert Zhili, which is, again, the clique of the people that are from basically the capital region, the military officials from around the capital region. Zhili representation in the assembly. So basically, it's kind of a front organization. While nominally an independent political party, the Harmony Association's deputies are all former Zhili officers, and following Cao Kun's legally dubiously re-election, because again, he's a bribester, he's really famous for like bribing the whole parliament to be elected. The group is anything more than a front for Wu to control the country. How much time do we have? Still 10 days. Year of the Rat. Polite applause. Plus 30 political power. Thank you. Let's go back to the focus trees. Yeah, we're going to get some infrastructure. Infrastructure is good. Let's encourage export farming. We're going to get one infrastructure in Baoding from that. Not sure how export farming goes into infrastructure, but all right, sir, understandable. So we have the second political party that we need to take account of, and that is the Prosperity League, who are mainly the party of the industrialists and the bankers. The bankers. So the Prosperity League occupies a similar position to the Harmony Association. And while it claims to be a political party, few see it as more than a lobbying group for German interests in Beijing. So the market liberals are pro-German. This leaves 3 parties in the opposition, who are the Manchu Party, comprised of Qing princes and former royal hangers-on, so basically the monarchist party. Although this is like a very unrealistic, sort of thing to exist in 1936. We're gonna get into it when like the amount of like actual Kaiserreich events starts to lower down, and we're gonna need other things to talk about other than Kaiserreich. The sort of Qing royal court. At this point in history, if it still existed, would have been ridiculously weak. Essentially, after the 1860s, really the Manchu element of the Qing Empire was like progressively getting weaker and weaker. Then we have the Young China Party, who are a coalition of young officers at the Baoding Academy, styling themselves after the Young Turks Party. So, you know, kind of in favor of constitutional monarchy and the establishment of a kind of nation state, you know, reformist institutional party. And the New Chinese Empire Reformation Association. So the Youth China Party is the social liberals. The New Chinese Empire Reform Association, the 新中华帝国改革协会 over here, are sort of, I guess, more hardline reformists. Yeah, a fusion of 2 reform groups that, while loyal to the emperor emperor favor a structural reorganization of China back to the traditional model of the rural village and an end to the warlord cliques, which kind of sounds like Kang Youwei. Yeah, Kang Youwei. We're going to talk about Kang Youwei at some point, most likely. But yeah, basically kind of Chinese utopian socialist / social democratic group. While the free groups are in opposition to Wu, he allows them seats in the powerless assembly as a way to legitimize his unpopular regime. Anyway, we have German mining companies doing their mining in eastern Shanxi. Because again, there's a lot of German influence in the Qing government right now, which is actually somewhat historically accurate to like the state of China in our timeline in 1936. But yeah, let's leave that for later and first focus on again sort of the storyline and the game mechanics. Totalist Charter. So we have the sale of the Zhegan Railroad. So in the past few weeks, we have seen a great deal of economic activity in the League of Eight Provinces, the southern conglomerate of provinces ruled by our nominal subordinate Sun Chuanfeng. So now this guy is nominally under us, but he's kind of an independent warlord who himself has 7 more warlords under him, hence the League of Eight Provinces. Basically, 8 provinces of China gathered together under the authority of a single warlord. Yeah, tax on foreigners. On a single warlord, and that warlord nominally being sort of our deputy in that region. So he's technically our puppet, or part of the Qing Empire alliance, which is go to factions in that mode. As you can see, we are not like all of this is under the Qing Empire, although the Qing Empire is going to lose control, even nominally, over basically all of China very soon, and so we're going to need to take it all back. And yeah, so there's a railroad that was funded by Germans, but it was largely built by Chinese labor, and so it was kind of a joint venture. But the AOG, that is the AOG is the sort of German East Asian sort of interest organization, or whatever the fuck it's called. Basically is like seizing the railroad due to blah blah blah, and they're going to consolidate a number of eastern railways on their behalf of their subsidiary group, the Shantung Eisenbahngesellschaft, and that's going to basically cause a bunch of protests and kind of bribe pro-German lobbyists. That would lower the market liberals. Let's wait on like making political decisions for what we want to do. Let's actually entice some German support. It costs 5% what? 5% like German influence? Yeah, okay. Let's lower that German influence with a boycott. Encourage the anti-German boycott. And we can reduce German influence by having consumer goods factories for a few weeks. And that is, I guess, fine because... yeah, that is fine because the issue with consumer goods factories is going to come up when we actually have factories, which we currently don't. So that is the game mechanics that we have available to us right now. I guess our relationship with Germany is like really, really important, and nothing more really. Game base stability -5. That's pretty bad. Anyway, let's get some new taxes going and check out the... oh, never mind. No focus tree checking out right now because we have the woohoo incident. It's always incidents in East Asia, as you know. Anyway, troubling information has reached Luoyang in Beijing this morning. While reports are somewhat contradictory, it appears that there was some sort of a massacre of peaceful protesters led by League and German troops in the city of Wuhu. So basically, the Germans and their like sort of puppet warlord Sun Chuanfeng are just kind of killing people. So the situation is definitely not under control. And so, as you can see, basically this whole League of Eight Provinces is going to start to break apart. We have Anhui province breaking apart under Chen Tiayuan. As you can see, they have our own flag, so they're sort of supposed to be in our sphere of influence. At least they say they are, but they have a choice to make, actually. they have a choice. They can either support us or support Zhang Zuolin and Japan. Now, Zhang Zuolin is the leader of the Fengtian government, who are our main rivals to the northeast. So there goes Chen Tiaoyan. We definitely will send the gold to support him, which is going to reduce our political power, but there we go. Oh shit. We're having leadership issues because everyone's dying, apparently. That is a bit of a problem. Anyway, we will send the gold, and hopefully that is going to cause him to stand with Beijing. Because if we can acquire more provinces peacefully, that would obviously be pretty good, you know. How is our equipment situation? We do have... Alright, we do have equipment going up slowly but surely, actually. Chen Tiaoyan does affirm our leadership. That is great. That is very good. So he's going to be a Qing puppet, or, you know, sort of Qing loyalist. That is very, very nice. Refugees flee the League of Chaos. Let's try to send supplies. Now, again, and also Zhang Zongchang severs ties with Beijing. So, Zhang Zongchang, hopefully we're gonna... Oh, looks like, well, we'll see who wins in the Shandong clique. Because there's a lot of really hilarious paths. Oh, Shangqing Tianguo. Okay, never mind. So, I guess, yeah, we're gonna talk about the Shangqing Tianguo at some other point, but... Oh, there, we have some stuff going on in Russia, of course. We're not gonna really pay a lot of attention to the outside world outside of China for a long time, I'm guessing. Anyway. I guess Shandong, like, the Shangqing Tianguo are supposed to be kind of more pro-Qing. More pro-Qing than some of the other factions around, so this is good for us. Anyway, as you can see, there's a lot of things already happening. Now, this no-pause format in Victoria 2 is obviously really easy to manage because the actual amount of, like, lore within the game is pretty low. But, yeah, we're going to try to make things work out, so we're going to need to really manage our speed because we can probably get overwhelmed pretty easily. Oh, for example, we have a telegram from Nanjing. Minister Wu Peifu was woken from a restless sleep. Sun Changfang shot 8:55 a.m. Stop. Perpetrator unknown. Stop. In coma. Stop. Oh yeah, right. He gets assassinated. So even more chaos in the south. The Imperial Navy flees north. Cancels docking rights. Okay, right. I mean, we already did redeploy the Imperial Navy north. Marshal Qi's offer. And bloodbath on the Yangtze. Yeah, so there's just a ton of shit going on. Let's actually stop exercising. Let's actually stop exercising because we might actually have a war on our hands. So we have Marshal Qi's offer. So following our request, or acceptance of Governor Chen's request for aid, a message has arrived from Qi Xieyuan, who has declared himself as the new League Marshal of the 8 provinces, succeeding Sun Changfang. To the most auspicious Marshal Wu, I, Qi Xieyuan, request your aid in suppressing the rebellion in Anhui. But Anhui is our little buddy. Yeah, our commitment to Governor Chen forces us to refuse this request. The illusion of Qing hegemony shatters. Alright. So, credibility of Chen Tiaoyan. Right. So that's, I guess, what's going on. And we have the bloodbath on the Yangtze, so basically just, you know, just everyone's fucking killing each other in the south. So this is about Hubei, which is... so Hubei is this region over here, which is under our control. Is where Wuhan is, you know, COVID-19 and all. Right, so more refugees are crossing over to our territory. So our political power is taking hits due to political power being basically used as a proxy, I guess, for let's get some assaulting nonsense. Uprisings in Fujian. Okay, there we go. Emergency meeting with the Zhili. Okay, so uprisings in Fujian, that is the League of Eight Provinces continuing to fall apart. We have the left Kuomintang uprising. So basically the guerrilla that is led by the leftist nationalist KMT in the Fujian region decides to sort of go open and attack. Oh, skirmishes between Chen Taoyuan's troops and forces loyal to Qi Xie Nanjing clique have escalated into open battle. Now it comes to honor our commitment to Governor Chen and launch our intervention to support this regime. Our troops march south to defend China! Okay, so we already have some issues going on. So basically what's going on is, yeah, maybe people won't hate us because of our anti-concessionist stances. We're going to talk about concessionism, anti-concessionism, you know, blah, 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 concessions at some point. We're going to explain all of this, because I know this is very confusing to someone who doesn't know. Oh, okay, so apparently... Alright. Resignation from the Legations Council. Okay, so we have apparently gone for a route without even realizing this. Huh. So apparently not intervening in the League collapse would have caused unrest. Oh, damn, and it would have been funny, I guess. The Qing clique declared war on the League of Eight Provinces. Okay. Are you going to call us in or something? It would be nice for you to call us in. Can I send volunteers? Yes, I can. Send volunteers. Actually, shit. I don't even know if I can send air volunteers because I don't know if I have an air force. I do have an air force. Shit. Yeah. It would be nice to send the air force, but actually they don't have air bases, so I guess that would be, you know, yeah. Yeah. All right, we're gonna try to help out these guys as much as possible with our volunteers, I suppose. Ah, shit, we cannot train special templates? Let's train national infantry divisions, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna need to try to get as many troops as possible. Although, of course, I'm just kind of hoping that we can just, like, join this war. Or rather, they're gonna call us into this war. Anyway, part of the fun of No Pause is going to arrive once we actually get in wars, and we have the whole, like, sort of political simulator thriller aspect of Kaiserreich coming into play, like with events coming in while we actually have, like, you know, wars and shit going on. Actually, let's detach our cruisers. We're gonna detach our cruisers. We're gonna give them an admiral. Ah, shit, we're not gonna be in the war though. So actually, yeah, no. Shore bombardment is not gonna be a part of this. Damn, we can't use our ships to support our ground troops. We have the Peking Commission withdrawing from Beijing. Don't care. So there goes the Germans. Basically, we have taken a stance against the German influence. I suppose it would have been nice to have the German influence due to the loyalty has its own reward focuses. But anyways, we're going to have some new elections. So it looks like that is going to be basically some, like, boilerplate, like, constitutional monarchy path. It's not this full-on schizo, like, Manchu restoration shit. Although it would have been nice to play as the NSERA, the New Chinese Empire Reform Association, because Kang Youwei is hilarious. Kang Youwei is pretty hilarious. Let's get some mobilization ongoing. When are our troops going to reach? What? What? Oh, volunteer forces and transfer, 8th of March. Okay, let's actually increase the speed so that we get over to that point where we can actually fight. Hunan secedes from the League of Eight Provinces. Yeah, here we go, Hunan. So basically the shape of southern China is starting to form. We have, yeah, southern governors in general cut contact, and there goes China falling apart into a new warlord era. Now, warlordism in China has a massively long history. Oh, civil war even in Sichuan. Yeah, I mean, civil war and famine in Sichuan. Sichuan is not a fun place at this moment. We're going to come back to Sichuan when we actually, like, have taken care of the east, I suppose. Yang Sun requests support. So Yang Sun is the sort of Zhili loyalist in Chengdu, in the capital of Sichuan province. So he's requesting support. Let's give him some support in an attempt to prop him up, because Sichuan has a lot of paths in Kaiserreich. There's a lot of things. It's currently under the armament department, but you know, there can be some funny things happening in Sichuan. Hopefully it's not going to be actually happening, because it would be bad for us. We need to fight them, and Sichuan has a lot of people. The Sichuanese, definitely lots of them. Anyway, basically the south has collapsed into lots of different warlords. We have the Yunnan clique potentially doing things. We have the Shangqing Tianguo attacking from the north. And we have the Liangguang clique under Chen Jiuming, potentially lots of paths over here as well, taking over the sort of southern Cantonese provinces. We have the Hunan clique in Hunan under the sort of Buddhist conservatives, although Hunan also has quite a few paths. We have the left KMT trying to sort of re-establish control with their insurgency over southern China and make the northern expedition. Then we have the League of Eight Provinces, and we have the Anqing clique. Now, the Anqing clique are our buddies. Let's help them out. All right, that guy's a substance abuser. Yeah, lots of generals are substance abusers over here because of opium. All right. Actually, oh shit. Do we have railways? Do we have railways in this region? We do have some railways. Okay, we have we basically have the railway coming from Jinan over to Nanjing, right? So actually, establishing control over that seems to be probably the most important thing. But until we establish control over that, you know, the strategic redeployment button is not going to be very effective, to be completely honest with you. All right. Let's check out how these Southerners fight. Really? Yeah, the railway over here in Suzhou. Although I suppose we don't really have railways coming from Anqing. Really? It's kind of weird. There's really supposed to be some railways going on. We have elections. All right. And this is where the no-pause sort of thing is going to be interesting, I would say. All right, let's see. How do you fight? You don't fight that well. You don't fight that well. Let's, Let's make sure that your fighting is not going to improve. All right. We're going to try to encircle these guys. Oh, the Germans are sending in help. Oh, shit. The Germans sending in help is not very nice. So yeah, it looks like the German East Asia has sent in a bunch of volunteers over to support the League of Eight Provinces. That is not very nice of them. Although, thankfully, the Shangqing Tianguo is coming in from the north, and they're gonna probably peace out after they take over some of their, like, claims in northern Jiangsu province. Alrighty then. So this is gonna allow them to counterattack us from the south. Actually, yeah, let's prevent encirclements. All right, elections, default on that. All right, let's do that as quickly as possible because I see that it's got some pretty shitty effects. Let's get those over as soon as possible, I guess. I guess we should finish the harmonious balance tree as early as possible, and also get as many all right, as many I guess army experience things as possible, because Army experience is going to be pretty important in China, because with army experience, we can do army reform to get rid of some of our horrible military modifiers that we have. All right. And now that our assault... Now that our assaults are doing well, let's try to take Nanjing. All right.